Hi, today I wanted to talk about something I think that we kind of need some balance in. So I often think about this. I think that there is a balance with spirituality and science, and I've often talked about this. So like one of the problems I saw with the political stuff, and I think there's going to be some problems going forward, is that people go, "This is truth." And you'll go, "Okay, where's the facts?" For example, I've had multiple debates with people, and they'll go, "Some doctor said." I'll go, "Okay, who's the doctor?" I'll go, "Here are the facts, dot, 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 dot." And then they go get real quiet with me. This also plays a factor when we're doing our meditations or any sort of spirituality. Now, I am really big, and I personally believe that spirituality is very important to all of us. I think we all need to have healthy spirituality. I think this is super important. It's a part of who we are. It's, however, there's balance. That means that when you get something that is spiritual, you check it out. You don't just go, "Oh, okay, now this is fact." That was part of the problem, like what we had. People will say things and people can't believe you until you have evidence to prove it. So let's talk about meditation. Meditation is amazing. I really enjoy like heart brain coherence. I do meditate. A lot of times in my meditation, my quiet times, I'll get information. So what I do is I go test that information out. I research it, and my dog thinks that they need to be a part of this conversation as well. I research it and go and find out what the validity and reliability is of that. I think that's super important, and I think, like some of the things with heart brain coherence, they've done that as well too regarding meditation. They've tested it. And so this is where we have to look at science will prove spirituality a lot of times. So I think we need to start looking at not being rigid. I don't think we need to be rigid in what we believe and say, "Oh, spirituality needs to be rigid." I think it still needs to flow. But I also believe that we need to have some proof behind it and not just go with whatever. Now, I also believe that we need, sometimes you can have things be dualistic, and things can mean the same thing. And then you need to go with what you choose, or you need to go with what evidence shows the most. But I think I think it's super important to have logic and look at logic. I think this is super important when it comes to manifesting. I've been listening to some stuff around, again, I listen to things around, I study belief. I study why people say what they do. Why do some people get ahead and some people don't? Why? And I do not subscribe to this whole belief that you caused what happened in your life. I do believe that we do have work. We can co-create with the universal principles. I do believe a lot of times we are responsible, but I don't also believe that you necessarily created certain things. I do believe sometimes your energy draws certain things. And that's why we clean our energy up. But I'm also very careful in that because that can also create some victim shaming, But we also have to look at patterns. So I'm more about what are the patterns saying than, well, this happened. I'm more like, was there, and let's say, for example, was there patterns of brown hair in your family? Well, that's why you probably have brown hair. That's kind of how I see it. What are the patterns? Show me the patterns. If there are patterns of this happening, then let's look at those patterns and start healing those patterns. And that's what I'm talking about. Not that anyone's to blame, not that anyone made that happen or anyone's responsible. Let's heal the patterns. So that's where I go with spirituality. Let's get patterns in that we want to draw what we desire. More love. More love around everything. So, on that note, I hope that this was somewhat helpful. I do talk about a mixture of things, and so I really like to bring the logic in and show that, hey, I am doing the research. It's not that I just go off on some weird tangent. I do the research. I listen to a lot of things to figure out what pieces go together, So on that note, we'll talk next time. Bye for now.